Okay, we're here with Joshua McKinley, who was on the last season of Project Runway. Why don't you talk about when you first became interested in fashion, where you grew up, how you came to New York?
Perfect. I guess for me, fashion is something that has always been innate. It basically for me started more so from a styling aspect of just how I would dress myself, but I truly feel that fashion, um, you know, is a projection of the way you want people to view you, and it started at a very young age for me. I can remember back to first grade when I would live basically in these little silk button-up shirts with paisley prints, and I guess from that moment forward I always knew there was something a bit different about me when all the other boys were wearing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle t-shirts. But then it was really something that grew. I was involved with theater from a very young age, and I definitely love the elaborate, aspect of clothing and dressing and fashion. And, what you saw on the show a lot was definitely, costume-based or editorial-based. And it's really a signature of who I am, a bit loud at times, outspoken, but definitely I like to take risks and have a lot of fun with fashion. I actually moved to New York when I was 18 years old. I came from Ohio, so I always felt I loved growing up here, but at the same time, New York was just like this magnet that was like sucking me, towards it, and I'm so extremely glad that I took that leap. Because now being 26, I actually sometimes think to myself, God, it's so hard here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I would do it now if I was, at this age, but I'm glad that I took the leap and moved out here and started school, and just have learned so much about this business. And I'm still learning, and I think that is exciting because each day I like to wake up and feel like I've learned something new and accomplished something for that day. So I don't know, this is the journey I'm on right now. It's exciting to have had it documented on a reality show, because it definitely, inspires me, even though it was myself, but it's nice to see that, hard work pays off.
How do you feel that you were portrayed on the show? Do you feel it was an accurate portrayal? Do you feel that viewers got to see only one side of you, and people who know you outside of the show see you as something different?
No, I feel that, of course there's editing within television, but I do think that I was portrayed accurately. I don't think that there was anything that, was off the wall. There's stressful moments. This is a stressful city, and being on that show is a stressful situation. So, you react differently in different situations, and yeah, of course there, were things that were said, either from viewers or blogs, but ultimately at the end of the day, critics are there to critique.
Mm-hmm.
And without critiques, you don't really grow as a person. So even for me, it's nice to read what people have to say from an outside perspective that do not know me other than from the show. So, because in most situations, that would be an employer just meeting me right off the bat, not really knowing much of a background other than, a resume. So I think the show did a very good job, and it, wasn't as bad as it could be. I mean, being runner-up is, I think it's really, I landed great in the game, and I played it well, so.
And who are some of your fashion influences, or who do you respect in the fashion world?
I always say three people that are definitely, my biggest inspirations. I like to start with, Versace for his prints, the bit of the gaudiness, but there's just something about it that, just reeks of sex, and I love that. I think it's as a designer, he's someone that truly inspires me to think outside the box, to do things that might be a bit more courageous. I also love Jeremy Scott from LA. He just has, there's something about him that he just plays with fashion and has a really good time. And this is a serious industry, and I never want to take the seriousness away from fashion, but I also think that fashion should be playing at points, and we should all enjoy what we're doing, and project ourselves through the clothing that we wear and the way we carry it. And I would, probably my other favorite designer or inspiration, I would probably say Victor and Rolf. They, just the way they tailor and they view clothing is so unique to them, and it's definitely an inspiration to me to just basically follow what I do and, you know, have courage and conviction that what I do and what I believe is true.
And if you could dress someone celebrity-wise, who would you really be bowled over to dress?
You know, someone that I'm infatuated with from a TV show as well, but Blake Lively from Gossip Girl. I think she is beautiful. She has such a confidence to her, and I think she would be able to represent what I do very well, and she would look amazing.
And now, since you were pretty much kind of thrown into the reality world overnight, what advice do you have to somebody who's looking into doing a reality show, or, you know, because you go from being relatively unknown to
Right.
that kind of, you know, people are in your face and people are coming up to you on the street. It must be a little jarring.
It's a bit jarring, but it is the best choice that I've made, was to move forward with this. It's really, it's a tough industry to get recognition in, and even if it is from Project Runway, I think it's a great family. There's been such amazing successes from the show, and, you know, having been on the 9th season, you know, there were 8 seasons prior, and, you know, I know people from that show that are designers, and I think it's a great introduction into the industry, you know, for good or bad, because some people definitely take it in different ways. I mean, there was this amazing article a couple weeks ago in the New York Times regarding Christian Siriano and the effect of him being on the show, and, you know, how now he's perceived and how difficult it is to still get recognition from people within the industry that you're looking for recognition from. But at the end of the day, he's selling his brand, he's doing really well, and, you know, there's numerous other names from the show that are doing really well. It's a great launching pad that I was given at 26 years old, and I can only say that from here on out things will just keep growing, and I'm really excited to see even what the next 5 years hold for me, because I think there's going to be amazing things on the horizon.
And what can fans of your clothing expect? Or do you have a line going anywhere? What are you gonna
I'm working on a men's collection right now. You know, the thing coming off the show, of course, you know, and in life within this industry is definitely the financial aspect of it. And I know I harped on it quite a bit on the show with the Bird Challenge and just, you know, not winning in general, but, you know, it takes money to make these dreams happen and to produce and, you know, to just daily things, you know, money makes everything happen. So, you know, I'm taking my time. I don't want to rush anything too quickly, but I guess the best I can say is keep your eyes on me, because there will be things that are happening, and product to be seen and bought. So in time it'll all materialize into something tangible.
And if you had a quick piece of advice for somebody who's just starting out, what would you say to them?
My advice for people just starting within the industry is work hard. You know, as I'm playing it right now, play the yes game. Yes, I can do that. Yes, I can help. Yes, I'd like to learn. But don't wear yourself too thin. Definitely make sure the things that you are saying yes to is something that will further you and help you to learn more about this industry. But try to learn about all aspects of the industry, from PR to showrooms to sales, because ultimately that's going to help you understand how everything correlates together. And it's extremely important because even though I'm a designer, I still need to know how to sell it, what's marketable, you know, what people want. So there's so many different aspects that you really have to be open to, and just, you know, not be so single-minded as, and, you know, I'm just designing the collection, because I think you need to know every corner of the industry to make it work as a whole.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. We really
Thank you.
appreciate it.